Hi, this is Melissa with A Creative Journey with Melissa, and today I'm going to show you some just simple lettering, different things you can do and different techniques that you can use. I am definitely a beginner, so if you're a beginner, join the ride with me because I am too. Anyway, I had shown this previously in another video. This is the Crayoligraphy, I can't say that, sorry. It's I guess too early for me, even though it's afternoon. Anyway, it's the Crayola set with calligraphy, so they combine that. At any rate, I'm going to show you my little lettering and what I'm going to be doing. This is the template that you get with it. So it comes with some really cool different pages and stuff like that. It comes with like shows you how to do different strokes, which is pretty cool. It gives you some templates on, you know, the letters and what to practice on, etc., etc. So it's pretty neat how it, you know, gives you different options. So that's pretty cool. I suggested this in my other video, but I will suggest this in this one as well. If you want to practice a lot, I would suggest you laminate these and then practice on top of them. Depending on what kind of markers you use, these may actually bead because they're not alcohol markers. But if you were to use like a chameleon pen like this, or any of one of your say Copic markers or any of the alcohol-based markers, you could do that and then use alcohol to wipe off your sheet. So that's a really great way for you to be able to utilize your sheets and keep practicing. So we like to practice. One thing that I'm what's really important to me is to make sure that your family or loved ones or people in future generations can actually see your writing. I've said this before, I will say it again, it's important that although with this day and age of social media and typing and all that type of stuff, the electronic version of conversation, texting, etc., I still think it's important that we still do, you know, share a written note once in a while. Like I'll write my kids notes when I'm leaving, etc., etc. So I just think it's important. It's important for people to see your writing. I know when I see my mom's writing or my sister's writing or my grandmother's writing, I know that's theirs, and it warms a place in my heart. So I think it's kind of neat to continue that on, even though we don't often use our writing. So enough of the talking. Anyway, as you know, I don't have a problem doing that. So this right here, this little nib, it kind of looks like more of like a calligraphy nib-ish. I don't know the exact name for it. I could look it up, but I'm not going to because I don't want to. I want to just wing it. I'm more of a winger, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to write the word love, but I'm going to do lowercase. So we're just going to hold it at like a 45-degree angle and just do this. Okay, so that's just writing regular, no big deal. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a little bit more exaggerated, and I'm just going to push more on the side. It's probably more of a 90-degree, I would say. Okay, now obviously I don't really like that. It's not very clean, but you could go back and clean it up if you wanted to. But that gives you an idea of what just this one nib does. So you have the ability to kind of rotate your wrist when you're writing to kind of give you the thicker and the thinner line. So that's pretty neat, right? So that's just one nib on the side. Then you have this nib, and you can use this thin nib to just highlight if you wanted to. You can do little dots around here, like so. You can do a line like this. You can do dots around the V, a line like this. You know, you can just do different kind of doodling stuff. It'd be cool for your planners. You can do different stuff in your bujo, all different kinds of stuff, or bullet journal. It's just, there's all different kinds of things you can do. You may not like to do this. You may not think it's cool. You can even color it in if you wanted to. Say you wanted to get fancy and color this part in. You could do that too. It doesn't take very long. You can just make different letters. It's just about being creative and your writing. So that's the important part. I don't think that there is a wrong in this. I mean, it's art, so basically whatever you think works goes. It's all in the eyes of the beholder. I'm not sure whose phrase that is, but I just used it, so thank you for letting me utilize that. But at any rate, so like for example, this may not be your style, this may not be something you like, but it does make you think outside of the box, and that's what I'm trying to get you to do. I'm trying to get you to draw, write with your pens, and not just typing like texts and things. And I'm trying to get you to make sure that you utilize your creativity. So we have this one right here. I can turn it over, but I'm just going to keep that out because I want to show you something else too. So this here is more of the actual calligraphy side of the pen. So some of them come with the calligraphy side, some of them come with the little nibs. It just depends on which color you're using, okay? And there's different color groups. It's kind of cool because these basically, each end complements each other. You could also use, like I said, chameleon pens. I have these here. I love them. I use them a lot. And if you put some of the solution on them so that you're able to use the different varying colors, you could just use one color and draw. And I'm going to show you that in just a second, okay? So this right here is the calligraphy version. It's your little calligraphy nib, like I said. So we're just going to write love again. Okay, I like that better than I like this. I could even push a little harder, and I'm going to show you how I do that. Notice how it's just a little bit thinner along that area. It's not too much different, but just a little different. Like I said, this is all practice. You do what you like. I often am a printer. I print, and I usually print in uppercase. So I would write like this. Like that. See? So not everybody does that. Some people write all in lowercase. And I can do that as well. But it's important for you to use your writing. Most of all, cursive, in my opinion. I love cursive. I think it's beautiful, and I think it's a lost art, and I think a lot of people don't actually utilize it as much as they should, and I wish they would. So I'm going to show you those. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you really quick. This right here is a chameleon pen, and we have the blending solution right here, which is in this cartridge. We're just going to put this right on top, and the nibs touch, if you can see right there. They touch, so I'm going to make sure that they touch for a little bit and ensure that they're touching so that we get some of the lighter colors in there, and then I'm going to draw and show you how to color with the regular nib, and then I'll show you how to color with the, not color, but write with the calligraphy nib too. But at any rate, this is just really to encourage you to draw, to write your name, to print, cursive, whatever it is, doodle, do it. It also, well, it's very relaxing actually. So I would suggest you do it, do it, do it. So with that, I'm going to just do it with this nib right here. See how much lighter it is right there? You should be able to see the difference. See the difference? So we're going to start off, it's going to be pretty darn light. So we're going to write love as well. And you're going to see how it gradiently changes. And then we're going to do it again. And you're going to see how it keeps getting darker and darker. And then we'll write over here, even darker. And one more time. Okay, so this is with the a whole bunch of saturation with the blending solution. And as you can see, it slowly goes less and less. The solution is used, and then we end up coming out with the actual pigment of the color. So now what we're going to use is we're going to use the calligraphy side, or the brush nib, okay? So I'm going to take this once again, make sure that it is touching on that side like so. You should be able to see it pretty well. And you hold it right side up. So the blending solution is going down into the chamber, and it's touching the nib on that brush nib, okay? So we're just going to wait a little bit. We'll set this aside here. And I'm going to show you here how that looks with this brush nib. It's a little bit thinner brush nib, And again, this is the Chameleon pen, so it's a little bit different, okay? So you can see it's a little bit lighter right there, like so. So here we go. I'm gonna do love again. It's showing up a little bit, but it sure is starting to get darker. There we go. See that? See, that just goes to show how it almost looks like a watercolor too. I love the way it looks with this pen. And then we're going to do this one. This is probably going to be the most pigment we got. There we go. And like I said, I do not have the perfect writing. I do not, I am definitely a beginner as far as this goes, but I would definitely practice all the different words that you like to use. For example, if you know that you like to write, if you like to have love on your cards, or you could write friendship, or whatever what you like to use a lot of phrases that you like to use, you could write those down and just have that as something that you could write on a card. Like I could make this right here a card and just write and that's it. That would be the card. Or I could add maybe just a strip of paper, or I could add a strip of washi tape, which I think I have some right here. So let me see if I can find some that'll look good. Yep, this will work. So I have this washi tape. I'm just going to simply take a piece and put it right here. Have it come down like so. Take another piece, have it come down like so. So there's a very simple, basic card. Simple. So that's how I roll. I like to do simple, easy things. I like them to look nice, and of course it's important to me to make sure that they are made with love, and make sure that you share with your friends how much you love them and how much you care about them. So like I said, I am totally a beginner. I am not very well versed at this at all. I keep practicing and practicing. Someday maybe I will get better. And like I said, there's different types of nibs that you can use, especially with these markers right here, but there's tons of them on the market. If you have one that you really like to use to write with, please let me know. I'd love to try it out. But these here, these are just different ways that you could write, say, the word love. And I would love to see what you decide to do and what you decide to practice with. So thank you so much for joining us on a creative journey with Melissa. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I really hope you enjoyed going on a creative journey with Melissa. Have a great day. Bye-bye.